Since we've converted one color over to a variable, let's talk about the benefits of converting all of our colors over to variables. If we do that, we'll end up with a color palette, basically a set of colors that we can reuse throughout our CSS in a reliable way. Now, this IDE gives us a way to preview our colors over here on the left. So this border bottom color here under the Stacked Heroes section title is kind of a light gray, and we see a similar color, just a little bit lighter, under the Stacked Heroes section alt. We have a white color, and then we have a dark gray color here that's very similar to the one that we see in our dark gray variable. And let's scroll down. We see white again, white again. We see a light gray, and if we were to compare this, it would look very similar to the light gray in the Stacked Heroes section alt. And let's scroll down, and then we have our dark gray again. Okay, so to me it looks like we have 4 colors. We have our dark gray, we have white, we have a light gray, and maybe a medium gray, somewhere in the middle between light gray and dark gray. Now before we talked about the idea of standardizing on a color palette, because the fewer colors we have, the greater visual continuity we have in our design. And a lot of the times the designer would have intended that, it's just that they were using the color picker in a way that created slight variations in the color. So let's take a minute to standardize on our colors and create a simpler color palette. Now the only one that will probably seem a little strange is converting this white, because we're going to convert it over to a variable called white, and that doesn't seem like a big improvement. But the thing is, if we decide to change to an off-white, for example, instead of white, we'll be able to change that value in one place. So this white is actually still part of our color palette, and we want to convert those over to variables so they're easier to reuse and change later. Okay, so let's start at the top. We have our medium gray first. So I'll copy this color, and then at the very top, we'll add a new variable. Again, we'll start with the $, and we'll do medium gray. And I'll paste the value in, and we'll replace this value here with the variable. Okay, and then we have our light gray. So I'll copy this color down here, and up here, we'll add light gray. And then I'll copy the variable name and paste it in here. And then we have our white. And again, I'll just copy this. And this might seem a little silly, but we'll do it anyway. And we'll just add a little $sign here for the variable. And now here we have a dark gray again. So I'll just replace this out with dark gray. Now I'm using PHP Storm in order to edit this, and it allows me to autocomplete with the variable names whenever I use the $sign to start a color name. And here we have white again. So I'll just add the $sign. Same with right here. And down here we have a light gray. So we'll change it to light gray. We'll scroll down, and there we go. If we save this and jump back to the browser and refresh, we should see everything looking about like it should. There may be some slight variations in color now because we've taken a couple of slightly different colors and standardized on one. And if we go back to our editor and we look at our CSS, you can see our values being populated where our variables are being used in the Sass file. So variables can be used for any of the values at this point. Right now we're just using it for colors, but we can use it for any length, for example, pixels or EMs. We can use them for styles like the solid border style or the center alignment here. Basically, anywhere where we're going to be reusing a style in multiple places in our CSS, we want to use a variable. Sometimes we might even use a variable even if we're going to use that value in only one place because we want to give some meaning to that value.